Well, how's it going, guys? Andrew here.
And Matt.
Welcome to another reaction review for
Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yes.
Okay, good. There's like so many different variations of no and home with the other ones.
I don't get it. I feel like it was a joke that became a reality, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bad joke.
Especially the Far From Home and No Way Home. Like, you can just easily mix those two names
That's
up.
what I'm saying. That's why I'm just like...
Homecoming is kind of like...
That's
okay.
distinct.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, Far From Home, it was like, okay. And then No Way Home, you're like...
Wait, which is which?
Yeah, what? But yeah, so the... I guess the trilogy, possibly, of the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. And this one's a doozy.
There was a lot to take in.
Yeah, so this will be spoiler-free. But warning, if I mean, pretty much by this has been out, everybody's going to be seeing it. But we'll be talking about everything that we saw in the trailers or like pictures, like posters and stuff. So like the villains are pretty much on board to talk about, but we won't talk about anything else. So, yeah, what do you think? I mean, like you said, it's a fucking lot.
Yeah, I mean, like even like halfway through the movie, I was still just like, what just happened? I felt like I was in a daze for the entire thing.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, like, I didn't feel the runtime at all. Like, I kind of was just, I mean, it's like, what, like 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
like,
it did have good pacing.
I thought it had good pacing. I will say, like, we were talking about it, like, the first half of the movie, maybe like a little less, maybe a little more, I don't know. I've only seen it the one time so far, but it just felt like another John Watts Spider-Man movie. It just kind of felt like Homecoming. It kind of felt like Far From Home.
Yeah.
And then there's just this one moment where like everything's kind of like something's about to happen. And then from that moment on, for the rest of the movie, it's a solid good time.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a different movie completely almost. So, and like, I kind of understand what they were trying to do with the first half leading into the second half, like why they were going that route to get to then this bigger and more darker, I guess, story that they really wanted to tell. But yes, I mean, like leading up to this, I'll be honest, like I was not happy. I was not happy with this movie.
I know you weren't.
And like I've enjoyed the last two Holland films. My thing is,
He's lying.
No, I enjoyed them.
He's lying.
My thing is, I just didn't want them to ruin like the original trilogy of, you know, the Tobey films.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to ruin the reputation and the stories that those grounded. And in some aspects, it takes a little weight away from those films.
I don't think so. Because I think
you don't.
No, because in my opinion, like those are still like their own separate things. Like there was no like.
Oh, but this made it clear that like they were getting pulled out of specific moments from those movies, and I just didn't understand why they chose that.
Yeah,
without spoilers.
But still, no. I
don't know.
No, because I think it's just because those movies came out first, and like the Amazing Spider-Man movies were fine, but I mean
the first one's fine.
Raimi's trilogy is literal fucking perfection. I mean, it is all just so goddamn good. And like, if I watched Spider-Man 2 right now, I would probably cry at least 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
because it's just
Spider-Man 2 is just fucking amazing.
Ah, dude.
So nothing's gonna top that movie.
No, that is like the best superhero film, if like all time, possibly. It's.
I would say like on like a comic book level, yeah.
Yeah.
Because people would like argue The Dark Knight, but I'm like, that's more like grounded, realistic. When Spider-Man 2 is definitely more like comic booky. Anyways, those aren't the movies we're talking about. But yeah, so like, it's really hard to not talk about spoilers because just like a lot happens. But I enjoyed the Doctor Strange scenes. Like I thought he was good. I kind of thought he kind of looked like a sore thumb in the trailers.
Yeah.
But I think he played a pretty good role. And I think that MJ and Ned also were pretty good.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about is the comedy, and that I thought it was actually balanced here pretty well than in like other Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Because there are, especially on the second half of the movie, there are moments where they easily could have ruined the scene with a joke.
Yeah.
But they held off, and I was very impressed with them. And so I thought the humor meshed well, but it's always funny, just in any movie in general, when a joke just doesn't land and like nobody in the theater laughed.
Yeah.
Like there was like one
There was
or
a few of those.
There was like one or two, like definitely like they were intending for laughter and like nobody gave a fuck. And so I'm just like, that's pretty funny. But
Take that, John Watts.
I will say, like, dude, Willem Dafoe still fucking has it.
Dude, he was one of my favorite parts of
Dude,
like, the whole movie.
he was like fucking going. Like he was like, this is the role I was meant to play, and I'm
Yeah.
getting another shot at
my
it.
God.
Like,
Yeah, he was awesome. Like Alfred Molina was also like good, but like Willem Dafoe, I was
Yeah.
not expecting. Just
yeah.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I kind of was like, because like you don't really you don't see him in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, like we see his goblin.
But we don't see William. We just see the shot of the goblin. No.
Okay, it's
No.
not a spoiler, guys.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler.
You see them in the trailer.
You see them in the trailer.
But yeah, I would just say like there was honestly a lot more of William than I thought we were gonna get in the movie.
Yeah.
And so I was pleased. And also he just looked like he was having a fun time.
Yeah.
So like that makes it even better. Also, you brought it up. This film's pretty meta. We won't say it here, but it's pretty meta. And that's where like you gotta have to like realize what's going on with like the multiverse, and that literally there are different universes that literally have the same like story.
Yeah.
Like all the characters are literally the same. So you kind of have to like know that, and you'll probably have a really good time if like you can just like realize, like everything is happening in all of this, and like so they all know who this Tom Holland Peter Parker is and stuff like that. So
There's a lot of things that happen in this movie I won't say, but overall, I think it also just sets the MCU up pretty nicely if you kind of just like pay attention to some of the dialogue. Like we can go more into that during the spoiler talk and stuff, but like I think that this was also just like, I mean, I know they have their phases and stuff, but I feel like this is like this is going to be a new tone for the MCU like moving forward. So
yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, it's, like we said, it's just really hard to talk about spoilers.
yeah.
But what would you rate it?
I would say probably an 8.5.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy it. A lot of really good jokes, a lot of really good fight scenes, a lot of really good just stuff. It was just a solid movie, and also the theater interaction.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, we talked about in our catching up podcast, like the really bad theater experience, like funny bad we had with Black Widow.
Yeah.
And like I was kind of like hoping our crowd was gonna be like ridiculous like that, but they were actually like pretty just like they were just hype men and women.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were just like they fucking clapped when they were meant to clap. They were cheering.
There were some claps where I'm like, okay.
And there was like one or two where it was just one guy,
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude,
stop.
I would kill myself if I was sitting right next to you.
Oh my God, yeah.
I was getting secondhand embarrassment, and you were like 3 rows down, But I'd give it a solid 8.
Yeah.
There are definitely flaws with the film, and there's like one big flaw, and then there's just like minor little things that like for me, and I can't really tell, I can't say what they are here, but it's a lot of like convenience.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like there's a lot of little things like there is a certain character that just starts to do something and it just doesn't make sense. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's just like that person just starts doing it and nobody questions how that person's doing that. I don't know. I'll let you think on that, and then after we're done with this, I'll tell you.
Yeah. That's a thinker.
But just like little things like that, but yeah, it's my favorite of the 3.
Yeah.
I think that, and also like, I can now like confidently say that like Tom Holland is like Spider-Man. Like, I feel like this movie, like I kind of appreciate what they've been doing with Spider-Man now for this, because we always bitch that like, oh, he's been like handed everything to him and stuff,
Yeah.
and like this one, like he finally like he evolves into Spider-Man.
Knocked around a bit.
So I think that, and we had a conversation, and I guess this isn't a spoiler, but Kevin Feige has confirmed there is a Spider-Man 4. So like, and he said like they're moving forward with it pretty fast. So who knows what's gonna happen in the future? But that's, I think, for the spoiler talk. So yeah.
Spoiler talk.
Anything else? Don't you dare spoil something. No, nothing else.
No.
Nothing else. Hey, it's a good movie. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be going to see it again in theaters. So, yeah, well, look out for the spoiler review coming out soon. So, this has been Andrew.
I'm just trying to think of something to spoil. This has been Matthew.
Peace.
We love you.
There's a lot to spoil.
I know.